Welcome to the Swank Golf Podcast, the podcast for new golfers, old golfers, and everybody in between. I'm your host, Nadir, and on this podcast, we'll be discussing my journey and others by interviewing golfers of all skill sets that I know and that I meet along the way. As barriers in golf continue to be broken down in the efforts to quote-unquote grow the game, this platform is a place for just that, talking shop no matter your background and growth. So let's jump in. All right. Welcome back to the Swank Golf Podcast. We got a good show today. I got a good friend of mine's here in the building. We've known each other decades, man. I won championships with this guy, avid golfer Andre Harris. Here he is.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? What's happening? Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. No doubt, man. You already know, man. When I moved back to the East Coast and we ran across each other at a kids event, because we know that's just what life is about now. It's just like you're always doing something for the kids with the kids. We met each other, we bumped into each other at a kids event, and I just told you, I was like, yeah, man, I've been playing golf, not knowing that you've been playing also for years. So let's just kind of jump into that. Like, how long you been playing and what got you started?
So I want to say I started golfing in around 2018.
Okay.
So I work down in the plant, so I got a lot of folks down there that, they have outings and they do certain things a certain kind of way. So I never really looked at golf like, hey, this is something I want to do, this is something I want to get into. But one time they're like, look, let's get you out, let's go see what's going on the course, see how you like it, whatever. So it's a work outing. So I get out, I go out there, I got on Chucks.
Okay.
I got on cargo shorts.
Right.
I'm out there looking crazy, no clubs. So I get out to the course, which is at Rock Manor. Actually,
Okay. So you got a nice course on your first run.
So we get out there, they looking at me crazy, like, what you got going on? You ain't got nothing with you? I had nothing with me. So I go out there, my man's like, look, you can use my clubs, you're in the cart with me, whatever. So me being competitive, me being, who I am or whatever, like, all right, this ain't nothing. This ain't hard. Like, golfers ain't really athletes like that.
Right.
I'm pretty athletic. I could do this. So I get out there, man, you struggle. And this is scramble too.
Right, okay.
So you struggle through, say, 15 shots. This is my first time on a course. Then you hit one shot, and it's like, oh yeah, I got it.
Right.
So, that's kind of how I started. And then from there, like I said, being competitive is just like, I want to get out. I want to get out. I want to get better. I want to get better. So, just start watching stuff. Start, going to more outings. Going out to the, the chipping, putting range, or driving range, hitting balls.
How often do you say think you practice?
So right now I have stuff in my basement. So I got a mat. I got a sensor down there I could use. So I go in the basement 3-4 times a week just to swing.
Right.
But actually going to the range, probably I try to go out at least twice a week, when it's, golf weather anyway.
Right. For somebody that's new, how often would you tell them to practice or how important practicing is?
Well, first thing I'll say for somebody that's new, and this is something that I didn't do, before you start ingraining bad habits in your swing, go to see somebody that knows what's actually going on with you, can look at you and tell you what you should try to do or not do before you go out and practice a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because once you start getting those habits, it's hard to break them.
Yeah.
So, but as far as getting out and just getting used to swinging and getting the simple stuff down.
Yeah.
If you got time, everybody got kids and stuff like that, go out a couple times a week, hit a bucket of balls and go from there.
See where it goes. How often do you play 18?
I at least go out once on a Sunday. So that's my normal day right now.
Sunday, okay.
And that's all year.
I'll go football out starting. Is that going to still be the case or what?
I'll get out early. So we'll go out 7:30 tee times, and then we'll be back. 1 o'clock games may just be starting, or around that time.
But that's the day. That's the day.
It is.
I haven't done that yet. This is what I'm 2.5 years, 3 years. I haven't really been going on Sundays, but maybe I'll join you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we haven't played yet. We haven't played with each other yet, and we definitely got to. And One thing that I'm gonna have on the show is a lot of my guests. I'm gonna try to have them back after we play together.
Yeah.
So then we can kind of discuss the round, talk about the course, see, how the day was and what we can give to the listeners after that. So this is something that I like to do. Some people I know a story.
Right.
Some people I don't know a story. Do you have a golf story? A short golf story in your golf career that stands out, whether it be good or bad. Like your best day, best shot.
Well,
what was it?
yeah, I mean, I'll say this. Just there's a day you go out, you hit the range the day before, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go out, you hit the balls great, everything's feeling good, and you're like, all right, tomorrow I'm going to kill it. So you go out the next day. It was this one day it happened to me. That next day on the course, I got out there. I went to the range before, before the round at the course, hit the balls well. Soon as I stepped on the tee box, shank, and then after that, I hit the hosel of my club at least like 15 times in that round. It completely that was one of those times where it just killed my whole momentum, thinking, I was getting stuff better and everything like that. And it completely destroyed me for like a week.
That's the way it happens. That happens often. Let me ask you this. What club, what's your favorite club in your bag?
It's changed over the years, but right now I'll say my favorite club is probably my 8-iron.
8-iron.
I feel like I hit it most consistent. I mean, I get what distance I'm looking for out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be my driver when I first started, like everybody, I feel like.
Right.
But eventually you learn, you try to use power all the time. It kind of works against you a lot.
Yeah.
So you got to be more consistent with the strike.
Right.
So, yeah, right now I would say my 8-iron. But I think that's going to change here shortly because I just bought a new putter.
Okay.
So I got a new putter in my bag, and I've been putting a lot better since I got it.
Man, let me tell you, I played on Sunday. I played in Philly, JC Melrose with a friend of mine, Mano. I had him on the show, and then we played 2 days later. And it was one of my best putting days I've ever had. I don't know what it was with the greens or what, but putting has become my favorite thing to do. I feel like I'm the most confident there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say you get a lot of your strokes on the short game, so
absolutely.
I try to make sure I'm square there. What's something that you've learned playing the game, about yourself?
Man, learning about me. I guess just things that I kind of knew. I get to talk to people. I feel like I've always been comfortable wherever I was.
Right. Okay.
So me, I'll go out on the golf course. I'll book around by myself just on a whim. I don't always go out with people I know.
Yeah.
So just going out and meeting people.
Yeah.
And talking to people and I guess being more open minded with the different types of people you see.
Right.
The last time I played by myself, I got teamed up with a 78-year-old white man.
Yeah, he'll teach you. They'll teach you some stuff.
Exactly. He was showing me stuff. He's like, think about this, or see this, or see that. And he still was hitting the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing anything crazy, as far as his body movements. It was just simple, and he hit it straight. But that's one thing that being out there with different people, you just see everybody. I guess the game brings people together. I guess that's a big thing.
Yeah, that's one thing that I love about the game is community and camaraderie and just exposure.
Yeah.
So I wanna ask you something too. If you could put a trip together today, where are we golfing? Anywhere.
Man,
it don't even gotta be in the States. Anywhere. Where are we going?
Anywhere. I would say I would want to go and play out on the West Coast, probably LA, or Arizona, just because I haven't been and played there.
Yeah.
But I know, the different courses, the different, the way the courses are set up and the grounds and everything like that. It looks different than here. So that's something I would want to do, and then I just like being on the West Coast anyway.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful over there. It's beautiful over there, and
Another thing though, Colorado. That's like I've seen courses out there, like just YouTube or whatever.
right.
It seems like they got a lot of nice courses, nice scenery.
The
You know,
traveling part is nice. I mean, I've traveled a few times. I moved. I went from east to west, back to east, and so I got some time out on the West Coast, and that's where I got the bug, was on the West Coast. So it's definitely some nice courses. Never played in LA. The Bay Area has some really good courses, but I'm down too to go to Phoenix, and we got a mutual friend
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
I mean, we might have to schedule a trip
I
out there
definitely
and do a
think we should
podcast.
get that done because yeah, we got main man out there in Arizona. He's doing well, and
Yeah.
some guys have already been out there to see him and go out and golf or whatnot. He'll send us stuff every now and again.
Okay.
He'll post stuff on Facebook, golf swings
Yeah.
and all of that. So he's talking his his trash or whatever.
Yeah,
So
we talking about you, Demos.
yeah,
So,
the most.
so we're talking about you. So make some room. Um, yeah. So man, I like to keep these interviews short and sweet, but I do want to know, like, what's some of your goals, like, moving forward,
So
golf goals.
yeah, I understand. My thing right now is I have to get more consistent and just figure out my swing and where I want to keep it and I do a lot of looking at stuff and researching and trying to videotape myself to
Right.
see what I'm doing and whatnot. And I know what I'm doing wrong, but to try to change it is hard without like coaching and somebody watching you do it. So it's a little bit harder to fix yourself.
You ever look into any of those AI apps?
I have what was it? I had one. I can't remember what it is. It's on my phone.
I just heard about. Well, I tested it. Mustard. You ever heard of that?
No, I never heard of that
Mustard.
one.
I got the free version, so it didn't give me all the feedback, but the
Yeah.
feedback that it did give me was interesting.
Yeah,
It was interesting. I can show you after the show, but Mustard's cool.
yeah,
But yeah, you know what? The goals. That's the thing. The carrot. The eagerness to get better. That's really where the itch or the bug comes from. I feel like with most golfers. What keeps you coming back? Like, after a bad round, what keeps you coming back?
I mean, when you're out with your people, it's a escape from what you're doing every day.
Yeah,
it's your own time. You get to even if I do take my wife out, it's time for us to bond.
Mhm.
And then when I'm not with her, it's time for me to go out and just get away from whatever's going on and
Yeah.
just have my time to myself and think and
Right.
just enjoy myself. Without anything else going on.
I think that's great. I think that's really cool. And then also too that you can play with your wife. I've never played with my wife before. I mean, we've been to a driving range together before, which was a good time. She actually had a lesson with her dad years and years and years ago, so she surprisingly could hit the ball. I didn't even realize it. But how is it out there with your wife?
So
Like,
I mean, she's not like playing all the time, but
Okay.
she's been out with me probably twice on the course. But she's been to the range with me a few times, so
Okay.
I try to get her swing down, make it easier, so she can move and keep moving
Right.
on the course. But it's cool. Like I said, it's bonding time. So you're
Right.
out there, you're in the cart, you're explaining what's going on because I'm teaching her the game as as we're going through it.
yeah.
But it's relaxing, honestly.
That's what's up.
It
I
really is.
gotta do it. I mean, I remember the time you sent me the text. It was maybe last year. You sent me the text. You said you and your wife about to go out. Were we free? I think my now 2-year-old. I think he was like just turned 1 or something like that. We just really couldn't get out the house. But that's also something that we got to plan and yeah, man, it's really good to have you on. It's great that you still competing and. A lot of people in my circle, they're like-minded, so
Yeah.
it's no surprise when I came back to the East Coast that's when my golfing picked up because this is where all the people who I learned how to compete with, this is where it's at. And and what we can play this game until we're 80 years old.
Hey, till you drop down,
Right.
You drop dead.
Exactly. Man.
I
Yeah.
seen guys out here. Like I said, I was just with a guy, 78 years old. I think he said, still playing. Didn't matter. Still, par,
Right.
bogey here, whatever. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Okay. All right. Well, I got one more question because I'm a gearhead. I'm a gearhead. I like doing the research like you said and I got a wish list of clubs I wish I could have. Like, how into it are you?
I'm really into it. Like, I'll watch all the reviews, like, on YouTube. I'll go to the Second Swing YouTube channel. They got a lot of, any new clubs come out, they have them on there.
Right.
All of the different creators, I'll watch their videos and they do their reviews and whatnot. So I'm definitely into the gear. As far as, I'll talk about how I started and where I am now. When I first started, which after that outing I went to when I first played, I'm like, look, I gotta get clubs. So my wife actually bought me a Top Flight set, which is crazy.
She tried.
So exactly. She tried. So I had that for maybe 3 months.
Okay.
So then after that, it was Father's Day came up. She bought me a driver, tailor-made M6 driver.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, cool. And it was new, I think, at the time. But after that, I said, I'm gonna get my own club. So I went, got fitted, got a tailor-made sim just to kind of match the bag and all that stuff. So that's what I was playing with for a while. And then maybe two years ago, I think it was 2 years ago now, Ping G425. That's what I have in my bag now for my irons. So then later after that, I bought the driver to match, which supposedly is one of the most forgiving, best drivers.
That's what they say.
Best drivers that they have out there. So that's what I have now. And I just bought fairly recently, I got a I crossover Ping. It's a 3-iron. It's like a hybrid 3-iron.
Okay, so you
driving iron.
You take that off.
So I have that. Yep, exactly.
Right.
And the only oddball I have in my bag right now, I have a Titleist TSI 2, I believe.
Okay.
4 hybrid.
Okay.
So I have that. And I don't have a 3-wood. I used to have a Ping. If you want
to sell that 4 hybrid, maybe we can talk.
No, I like it. I like it. It's staying in the bag. I switched that out because I don't hit my 3-wood well, so I got rid of it. And the putter, I had the tailor-made Spider.
Okay.
And then I switched over to a even roll.
Yeah.
Like a blade, which was nice.
Yeah, I got an even roll. I did a lot of research, because that's all they make is putters.
Yeah.
And it's a fairly new company and all this and that. And then, I'm a fairly new golfer, so I was like, who am I to judge them because they're new? Right? So I gave it a try, and man, like I said earlier, I am putting my ass off right now. So
that's good. That's
my
good.
opinion, anyway.
Like I said, I like that putter, but that I don't have. That's the one I just traded in. So I had an even roll ER2, which is a blade, but I went and got a lap.
Oh.
So that's where I'm at now.
Wow.
So I got the DF3, the new directed force.
Is that the long arm lock?
No, I don't have an arm lock.
Okay.
It's just a regular standard 34-inch length putter, but it's really nice.
That's cool. That's real dope. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing you roll them in. Hey man, I appreciate you coming.
Sure.
We're going to get out real soon, and definitely will give you guys an update. Definitely going to have Dre back on the show. That was another episode of the Swank Golf Podcast.